Welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining me for another beer review. Hope you're all well. It's been an absolute scorcher where I am. It's Friday. Get in there. We all love a Friday. Baz is bright red, working outside. So in this beer review, we are looking at that blue thing there. There we go. It's the Pinter 3, and it's a beer that I brewed and actually first tasted this time last Friday. Well, pretty much this time last Friday. I was supping it, just finishing it off, if you like, when I went on the live with JB. So what we are looking at is the House of Hops German pilsner, they call it. Approximately 5.6% once brewed, and I guess that is if you do everything right and the temperature's all wonderful and the cycle's all good, if you know what I mean. But on this occasion, my one come out at about 4.8%. If you were going to be really tight, you would say 4.73. If you were going to be about right, you'd say 4.85. If you wanted to try and be generous, you'd be coming in at 4.99%, it said on the thing. So we're going to stick with 4.8%. Like I say, German Pilsner, House of Hops, using Saaz hops, which are Czech hops, so I don't see how that's a German Pilsner. Tried it last week. I enjoyed it. I thought it was very nice. I've had a couple of pints since. Have my views changed? Well, that's what you're going to have to wait and see. This press is 20 quid if you buy it. They've certainly shut up in price, but you get sort of like the hop oil and everything to add into it. But I'm doing the subscription thing, so it comes at $16.99 and you get 10 pints out of it, the equivalent of 10 pints. So I'm going to set the camera up, we'll do a video of the pour, come back and take the review from there. So back in a tick. So apologies for the wobble if the camera's wobbling. Let's get a pour done and see what we get. Now I suppose I should be putting it in the pinter glass, but I'm going to use one of the nice Adnams glasses that I was sent from the brother-in-law to put it in. And we'll see what we get from that. There's plenty of carbonation in it, that's one thing. Poured like a dream, but we'll get onto that in a bit. So there you go. Right, so we're back. Beer in a glass. Okay, it has dissipated a bit, the head on it, but before we get going, yeah, this is the Pinter 3. It's the latest version. It comes with the fanciest latest tap, if you like, so you can control the pour. No need to turn all the carbonation off on that, so you can control it. So as you saw, there was a nice enough pour. There was about a finger ahead. Has gone down a bit. Like I say, German Pilsner, supposedly House of Hops. It's sort of golden amber, sort of hazy looking beer. Like I said, the head has gone in, but there are still plenty of bubbles coming up the side, so it's not losing any carbonation. Now, I drank this last week. The first pint I had out of it, I really enjoyed actually. It was less malty and sweet than some previous presses I've had. You could get the hops in it. It was drinkable enough. Well, not drinkable enough. It was a nice drop, nice easygoing drop. Now, considering I've had it in my fridge that's set at 5 degrees and it's been in there for a week, brewed incidentally for 14 days. I don't know what the recommended is, but I brewed it for 14 days and it's been in the fridge now 8 days conditioning. Considering it's been in that long, it's still slightly hazy. Maybe that's how it's supposed to be. Like I say, plenty of bubbles going up. Let's dive in on the nose. I liked it as well, the first pint. Not so sweet as some other brews. I think that's where I was. Was that where I was? That's where I was. Yeah. Stop waffling. Dive in on the nose, see what we get. You get that. There's something about all these presses. They tend to have that same malty, sweet aroma for me. Malty, slightly sweet. I mean, I think you do get the hops in there, but you have got to, certainly, it's been a week since I tried it, you've certainly got to dig deep to get that hoppy aroma, but it is in there, faint at the back. I think you are overpowered by that sort of malty sweetness. So nothing nasty in there. Let's dive in. House of Hops, approximately brewed, approximately 5.6% once brewed. My one come out 4.8%. Let's dive in. Cheers. Okay. We'll do the flavours and that after. Let's just stick with my usual stuff. Drinks light. Certainly drinks like a lager. But it does have the feel of quite a decent body in that. There's almost a... Obviously these presses, they're sort of, you know, like loads of goo, if you like. They're just a fresh press of goo, if you like. So you do get that sort of almost, I don't want to say syrupy, but that a little bit of that sort of feel to it. The more I drink, as it happens, the more I'm sort of starting to pick up. Carbonation is nice in there. Lots of small bubbles. Not too wild. I'm going to burp in a minute. I know I am. But it's not the sort of beer to massively fill you up with gas. Really smooth. Really smooth. But I will say in that taste, that sort of sweetness that you do get on the nose, that malty sort of sweetness, you do get that a little bit in the taste. Well, I say a little bit. I'm not going to say massively lots, but it is there and it is well noticeable. But we'll go in and give it some taste now. Again, lightly sweet, lightly malty, clean, crisp, refreshing. It definitely is. Definitely drinks like a lager. And I would say, I've had a few, my first one was last Friday, like I say. I've had about 2, maybe 3 pints, yeah, out of this. In between that one, I think 2 I've had. And I was starting to sort of doubt the beer. Because it did seem like that sort of hoppy bite had gone. And the sweetness was coming through more, and it was starting to feel a little bit standard, a bit like every other brew that I've done, if you like, on the Pinter. But it seems to be changing a little bit again. You do get that little sort of hoppy bite in there. When you drink it, the carbonation, when it's going off in your mouth, it gives you that sort of pilsner bite that you get. Maybe not like a full-on professionally brewed one, but you do get it. There is that lemon citrus sort of element in there that you get with the pilsner. It does have that sweet side to it. Like I said, it's got that little sweetness, and I think if you got your brew absolutely perfect and you didn't have that bit of sweetness, it's almost like syrupy, sugary sort of sweetness to a certain extent. If you didn't have that, I think the lemon sort of taste in there would be more zingy. I think that sort of spiciness would show itself more, and I think it would be a banging beer. It's still a very nice beer, to be honest. And bearing in mind I've just done it, when you brew it, they have certain temperatures for pilsner and that. It's been quite warm, hasn't it, for for about 2 weeks, but it's been quite warm anyway. I don't have a thermometer in the house. I don't know how warm certain rooms are, but I've had it hopefully in sort of like a shaded sort of, the kitchen at the back is pretty shaded, and I've had it in a shady corner. So I've tried to keep it as cool as it can be, if you like. So I don't know if that's affected it, but for me, House of Hops is nice. You get that little hoppy bite in there. It is sort of minimal, but it is there. You get that sort of lemon citrus thing. It drinks like a dream, 4.8%. I don't think you notice it. I really don't think you notice the alcohol in this. And I've had that with other beers that I've brewed, but I've never known what the ABV was, and or it's been really low. For example, the space hopper that I done was half of what it sort of should have been. So when it's lower, you're not really going to notice it. But for me, I think this beer, this brew has been reasonably successful. And it feels more like a beer, but there is just that sweet element. But do I like it anyway? Yeah, House of Hops on the pint of free. I would recommend people giving it a go. I'm new to this, if you like. Yes, I had the pint of years ago. This is only my second brew on this. I'm going to still give it a decent go. Is it a decent drop? I like it. I like how my one's turned out. So yeah, that's it for this beer review. If you're a pint of three owner, give it a go. Give it a go. Don't try and compare it to some of your big sort of German pilsners. Homebrew, I can't believe that anyone is going to brew anything like a proper top quality German pilsner in one of these. But what you get is a lovely refreshing drink that goes down easy. And I'm going to enjoy drinking it, to be honest. So yeah, like I said, that's my views on this beer. If you've got a pint of free, if you've had House of Hops, had success with it, had problems with it, let me know. Comment in the video. And if you're thinking of getting it, I would recommend giving it a go. So there we go. Thank you all for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll see you again soon on another one. Cheers. Have a great weekend as well.